Hi everyone, Jester Bell is here. I have a couple things that I want to say today. Now, a couple videos ago, I covered the news that DC Comics had hired a writer who was a part of Red Hood, the writer of the new Red Hood series, an individual who, for a year, had people calling them out for the violent, vile posts on their social media, in their body of work. And I was, informed by other people watching that video, some of the posts were far, far worse than I had even realized. Just the most vile and some misogynistic, violent, disgusting things from this person. And obviously, after recent events, they were finally fired after it just got so intense, after the kinds of things that they were posting. And some people wrote to me under that video, and they said, well, this is good for DC. This shows that DC is making positive change. I saw some people comment on other people's videos talking about the topic. This shows that, they wouldn't have done this 5 years ago. This shows positive things for DC. Oh no. I'm sorry. You misunderstand. This person had been posting things like this before they worked at DC. They were called out about it for months and months upon getting hired. And what Gretchen Felker Martin revealed in a recent interview is that they were approached by an editor at DC in order to work there. They didn't even go there for a job. They were approached by someone. They decided with what this person does that they wanted them to work there. This went on for a year, and DC Comics did not take action until recently. It just got too intense for them. Also, what we found out from Gretchen Felker Martin talking about it and finally getting their blue sky back is that potentially, now we don't know this for sure because we're only getting it from this person and some of their story doesn't necessarily 100% clear, but we got from a tweet from them that a WB executive called them in the middle of the night and yelled at them, which they complained about. And so there's the potential here that it wasn't even DC that wound up firing this person. It was WB that had to get involved with it. And the thing is, this is not an isolated incident. They have had tons of horrible people who've worked for DC and still work at DC. I've already covered all of the fetish books and whatnot. The editor who hired Gretchen Felker Martin is still there. And not to mention that so many people who are responsible are still there. And yes, I am going to call out Jim Lee. Some people say that behind the scenes he just kind of is on autopilot and lets whatever happens. Doesn't matter. He still signs off on everything. He has still let DC become this. Let several of their characters be destroyed by people like this. And Red Hood was just about to become the next casualty, getting a person like this on board. Now, some people also wrote to me, and it got me very upset, saying, well, this is just the fringe of DC. There is good books like Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman. It doesn't matter if it's a fringe. This shouldn't be going on at all in any level at DC Comics. They shouldn't be allowing this at all at their company, and it's been going on for years. Like, DC Comics, for well over 10 years, probably 2 decades at this point, has been allowing people in who are either bad people or disrespect the customers or just all of that. So here's what I'm going to say for this video. And this is where the video is going to feel good. I can no longer, I want to be specific there, I can no longer support DC Comics with my money. Now, on that note, I want to be clear, and I know that people are already going to take this because of what I'm going to review in a few days, because I plan to review Aztec Batman, and they're going to say, didn't you say you weren't going to support DC Comics with your money anymore? By that I mean, I will never buy a DC comic again. I will never buy DC merch again. I have no problem watching a movie like on Amazon Prime that they licensed out and making fun of it. No problem with that. I am still going to review their movies. I use MoviePass and like streaming services, so it feels like I'm getting them for free. But I am no longer going to buy any new DC comics. I'm not going to buy any more of their merchandise. No matter how good people tell me that a comic is. Because that's what people have been saying. Oh, Absolute Batman. It's great. It's great. It's great. I'm sure it's great. I read the first issue. I unfortunately bought the trade and I haven't gotten around to reading it yet, and I probably won't for a long time. I don't care. People are saying Wonder Woman is really good. I was considering that. I don't care. This has been a bad thing for me for years. Listen. I know that I'm rambling. Guys, I can't tell you what to do with your money, and that's not a good idea to approach something with telling people what to do and that they need to come to your exact same conclusion. But while I won't tell you what to do, I will make the case for you. I've done this for years. I've tried to, just buy the DC comics that I like and just avoid the stuff that I don't like and I don't agree with. Here's the problem from just my perspective. When I'm paying for something like Absolute Batman, I'm still supporting a company with all of this other bad stuff in it that they have allowed to foster, that people who actually, I would say, like Scott Snyder, do understand the characters and do create good work. There's still people who are allowing that to fester within that company, whether they're actively promoting it, like some of the editors who have hired these people, or just not doing anything. When I buy an Absolute comic, that is allowing DC Comics to thrive for all of their other stuff. When I buy a piece of merchandise, even if it's a piece of merchandise I really like, I'm still supporting that for DC to thrive on those other levels. And you guys gotta understand, I don't believe that withholding my money is going to crush DC Comics because I'm just one person. I don't necessarily believe in performative boycotts either. What I'm trying to tell you here is it's not that I will not buy DC Comics or merchandise. It's that I cannot. Because even when I see something that I like, whether it's a trade paperback or a piece of merchandise or whatever it has been completely destroyed for me. Where I no longer look at the merchandise and their characters and their new comics, and I'm reminded of all the stories and characters that I love. I only remember the bad. That is how bad it has gotten at DC Comics. I only remember it as bad. So it's like, I haven't read my Absolute Batman trade paperback because I feel no desire to. I don't want to buy Absolute Wonder Woman or ask for it for Christmas or anything like that because I feel no desire to do that. I feel no desire to give money to these people. DC Comics has made me that sick with the kinds of stuff that they have been putting in their comics. I don't care if they have decided, let's protect the brand of Batman and portray him well, but who cares if we throw Tim Drake, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Red Hood? Who cares if we throw those to the dogs? I will not support a company that does that. And here's another thing, you guys. I think that they purposely go after these characters in order to get to the readers because I think that some of them hate them. Like, I think that, for example, with Harley Quinn, I guarantee they hate the fans of that character. They hate the original fans. Probably the case with a lot of these other characters. But guess what? They can't hurt me anymore. Because I don't care. Because to me, people were saying this for years. They were saying DC's getting so bad, they're probably going to just shut down, right? To me, DC Comics did shut down. They started going downhill maybe past 2011, probably around 2016, 2017. They just shut down. DC Comics does not exist anymore. It does not exist. I am not supporting a company that is going to allow editors like that to work there and get off the hook for hiring those people. They were trying to foster that kind of culture. I have no desire. I have no desire. Goodbye, DC Comics. You are irrelevant to me. You are irrelevant to a lot of people. You are a disgusting, sick company. Don't mind using the last bit of emotion I have for that. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I've talked about this for years. I've seen other people talk about it. DC Comics, what they're doing to the characters, the writers that they hire, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm just feeling a type of way. I'm feeling a type of way that I want it to stop. But guess what? I don't have the power. I'm not WB, who's decided to do nothing about this company until just this one case recently. I can't do that. But I can decide that they can be over to me. Even if they don't shutter their doors, they can be over to me. It's as if DC Comics closed and they don't exist anymore. Too bad. Too bad. What a company DC Comics once was. What a company. Oh, Absolute Batman, what's that? What's that? Oh, is it getting good sales? What sales? DC Comics does not exist anymore. I don't care about some imaginary comic that people are telling me exists and say that it's good. I don't care. I don't give a crap. Do not care whatsoever. So unfortunate. So unfortunate they got bad people involved. So unfortunate that they don't exist anymore. I guess still some animated shows to review. Oh, let's see what I have to say about that. But too bad, I guess. Okay, shutting down the bit just for a second before I sign off. Seriously. I still, to this day, after all these years, see some YouTubers say stuff like, well, I'm holding out hope that it will get better, and it's been too long. It's not going to get better. Shut them off. Once again, I'm not telling you what to do. I am saying, like, why would you pay money for a comic that's apparently good just to support the stuff that is bad, that they refuse to get rid of? That is all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. But anyway, for me, DC Comics is over. Not going to pay. They're not going to pay a cent on any of their stuff anymore. And maybe, as I'm just going to act like they're over as a company, just shuttered down, maybe that will actually become a reality, whether WB finally wakes up and shuts them down or just completely fires all that work there that have made it into this. So, celebrate! DC Comics is over. Not spending any more money on their comics, not spending any more money on their merchandise, not anything that I would enjoy, because I can no longer, the only time I'm going to even acknowledge them is if they put out a movie or something that I will hate on. I am no longer going to buy anything that I would enjoy from DC Comics. All of the love I had for this company is gone. No more comics, not even people tell me that they're good. No more merchandise. Goodbye, DC. Thank you all for watching. You can support me on Patreon or membership if you'd like, as these people have done. And I will see you guys next time.